Okay, welcome back to PyraPOD. Today I'd like to present a new design, or a new design, basically the same design, but change it and adapt to whatever situation we can find. Yeah, what you see right now is basically the frame, a steel structure that they use to ship pipes. You can see here, this is a pipe, and ship this type of pipe, long and short, right? And they need something that can hold the pipe in position, stack them. In a relative smaller area. Yeah. So as you can see, this structure fit into a container, a small sea container, and and they used it to store pipes. Could be outside, inside, but anyway, once they use up the pipes, there's no other use. So that's why my friend, actually, for those who know my trip, I just had a trip from Kelowna to Saskatoon. But during the process, I stopped in Calgary twice. On the way there, in Calgary, and then on the way back. And during this trip, I met a couple who is running a vegetable garden, a vegetable farm actually, on a property that is owned by my friend. As you can see at the back, that's the natural pond, and he simply do fish farming indoor, and then pump the fish pool out into this lake. On the east side of this property, they have 20-acre land. Basically, he's leasing out to a couple, and then the couple is using the land to grow vegetables. So when I first met him and his wife, they are working, and at that time there's no such a structure, in on the property. But when I came back and visit again, I saw four of these structures there, and I'm very excited, right? Because this is something we can use right away. So immediately I took this picture and sent it to Richard, and immediately Richard had a design for a new type of PyraPOD. Now we call it PyraTUNNEL. Basically, it's a tunnel greenhouse, but we use these structures to be the inner structure for aquaponic, the sandponics, right? For those who have been following our design, we know that we particularly like the sandponics, IAVS sandponics. Because then you get both fish and vegetable, and also you get huge amount of water and sand as heat storage. So for that reason, we always, if possible, we always put them together. The PyraPOD control the environment, and then the IAVS sandponics give us the enough capacity for solar heat and storage. So basically, we use these structures and use them as modules, right? And then to build small or large tunnel greenhouse. So let me quickly show you the design. This morning, young Richard and we three of us, we gathered together in I think in 2 hours. We came up with all the designs, so I'd like to quickly show you. And so let's go to the SketchUp. This is the one we suggest we start small, right? So this is something we could do. Basically, as you can see, the existing structure, the steel structure, basically for shipping pipes, simply you see 1, 2, 3, 3 levels, right? And then 1, 2, 3 sections, vertically, and we simply put it inside, and then we build a tunnel greenhouse to house it, to put to completely wrap this thing around. And for the lower level, we simply use fabric, the pond liner could create a fish tank, and then the fish tank got sloping, okay, because we want the fish poop to gather in the center, and then we simply place a pump, and then we can easily remove the fish poop, when we pump the water to the top level grow bed, right? And then the fish poop stay on the sand, okay? So that's it. And then as you can see, we wrap this structure around, giving 1.5 allowance, in all 4 sides, and then even add some distance above the structure. This is the kind of like a triangle space, and then just that's a typical tunnel greenhouse, right? And then we use flat bar. We're going to use flat bar to save money, but not only to save money, but it's easy to bend. In this case, we don't need to bend it, because the flat bar automatically, when you fix the two end, on the frame, right, automatically conform to that shape, right? So, and then when you tension it with fabric, right, in this case it's the greenhouse film, and then automatically come into shape, and then we have double layer, right? So basically we use flat bar inside for the inner structure support, and then for the outside we simply build two, basically a pair, one on each end of the wall, and then to support the outside perimeter, okay? So as you can see here, right, this is double layer, but in between the end walls, right, you don't see it, right, because you don't need it. We simply this way we save material, and also lighter, whole thing is lighter. And we simply stretch film using this mechanism, and then slightly we can pump some air into it, so it's kind of a air supported double layer structure. And so that's it. And also we have space. We leave space, as I said, we leave 1.5 meter all around, and so this man is standing here, plenty room, when you enter into this area, plenty room for work area, right? Storing tools, whatever. And in this design we show 2 doors, but you don't have to do 2 doors, just 1 door. And if you truly need 2 doors, I suggest shift this door to this side, so kind of a not when you open both doors, there's no direct wind. Anyway, so that's something you can consider. So this one will be here. So basically, as you can see, we simply divide this greenhouse into 2 sections. This is the design that actually Richard recommend yeah, the Kathy and Ross Elliott, to that kind of greenhouse. Simply divide the greenhouse like this, vertically like this. We're talking about the double layer section, okay? So, and then this doorway, the side of doorway is also part of the divider, okay? And then we simply close up here, and from this end to the other, and then we have a double layer. We have two sections, right? The left and right, and then two sections wrap around the entire inner space, right? And then we simply produce bubbles, in one section, and then we use it to fill the entire structure. And to speed up the filling, we have two bubble machines, right? So this one fill this side, and this one is filling the opposite side. So this way we can quickly fill the entire cavity. So basically the two bubble generator filling the same side at the same time. Okay, so this way, let's see, filling this side. No, sorry, I made a mistake. Basically, this fill this area, but this one fill the opposite space. Yes, and then after this is completely filled, so complete filling is like this. This produce bubbles. The bubbles expand here, and then continue expand. Filling the bottom and then coming out. So this is the last space to be filled, and that's also the last space. It's the very space that the bubble machine on this side drawing air from. So this has the lowest pressure. So eventually, the last filling will happen here. So, and the same thing over here. So, as you understand, this process, then you understand, what happened to the other. So it's just the same process. This is kind of a dual. This is how two bubbles, right, play in a unison matter, just like two people agree to each other, and then you can do a lot of things. Yeah. So this is the smallest design, and what if someone want to expand, by doing something bigger, right? This is one module basically. What then we suggest to have a 4 module. Instead of placing the structure along the tunnel, then we can simply rotate it 90 degrees to place the structure this way. So we have the corridor 1.5, and basically the same width as the structure, and then just alternate, and then we can have total of 4. And then the same thing, on both ends, we have a space. It's 0.75. 0.75. That's about 3 feet for the cavity, right? Cavity. And you can also do the same. You can leave, for example, if you need room, right? You enter into the door, then there's room, right? If you want more room, you can add that, so that's we didn't draw but then you can easily do that. Yeah. So and then so we use this type of structure to be for vertical farming, right? And then we have enough room, see, above, right, for growing fruit bearing vegetables, like tomato, all the fruit bearing vegetable. And then the lower portion for leafy greens, and then the very bottom, that's the fish tank. Okay, so that's that. And then similarly we can assemble all the structures in a way that we simply alternate for the bottom level, where we can place 2 rows. Instead of 1 row, we place them so that the longer side, the length, and go with the tunnel, and then but we make a separation that's 1.5, so that's also the door frame. And then just place in this design we place how many? I think 2. Yeah, something. Well, that doesn't matter. 3. We place 3. Yeah. So 3. That's total of 6. And then for the top level, we simply rotate the structure 90 degrees. So place on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can use 4 and plus 6. Total of 10. 10 structures. 10. Yeah, steel assembly, and then we can finish everything. Yeah, and the same thing around this assembly, 1.5 all around, and yeah, in this case, this is not 1.5, right? But anyway, that just yeah, that could be more. Could be 1.5, and then the end wall cavity, right? So this is it. Then basically, we demonstrate you can quickly how easy you can use those structures. It's left there, nobody use it, and then we simply grab it. And then use them like a module, and then build tunnel type of PyraPOD. So we call this structure PyraTUNNEL. Okay, and I think all the rest is just the same. And yeah, so I won't spend too much time. And notice the slope, right? Okay, I think I already mentioned that, because I'm making this video in first in Chinese and then in English. So anyway, so that's yeah, finish all. And so I plan to first present these 3 designs to the garden, to the vegetable farmer. And then I may go there and to personally help them build this quickly. So probably most likely we'll start with 1 module, right? And then see how quick and and how easy you can do it with 2 bubble generator, and that's it. And then the rest, I'm sure the owner of this vegetable farm can do them himself. So anyway, so that's it. See you next time.